Hi, I'm Snehadeep, and I'm the author of Die For or Leverage, book published by CNBC TV 18. This book is on personal finance, and if we are running short of ideas to do something during this forced staying at home during coronavirus, maybe you can take a look at this book on Kindle. On 23rd of March, we saw the worst one-day fall with Sensex falling by close to 4,000 points to 25,981, and Nifty has slipped to its 4-year low of 7610, down 1,135 points. And if we just compare it before the onslaught of coronavirus uh, on say 13th of February onwards, Nifty is down whopping 36% and 38% from its 12,200 closing, and Bank Nifty is down whopping 46%. The drop reflects VUCA in the current situation. Very high volatility. In fact, it's a 3 decade high volatility or all time high volatility above 70 level. And we also have a lot of uncertainty about future, about what's going to happen from the current level, and complexity of the matter is so much that we don't know uh, how long will it take to find a cure for the virus. So there's a lot of ambiguity in the current situation. What will be the economic impact? How long the markets will continue to fall? When will be the cure found? But there are certain positives in this. Probably we are going to be a better human being after this crisis is over, because we are spending more time with our family, the time that we always wanted to spend. But probably we look forward to it only during retirement. But right now, we are forced to stay at home and maintain the social distancing for our own good, and that's what we should be doing. But while we are staying at home, we are also seeing our wealth coming down dramatically. So the uppermost question in everyone's mind is like, what to do at this stage. And there are only three actions that one can take at any stage of the market, which is to sell now or to just hold on to whatever we have, and the third is to buy now. So buying probably is too adventurous at this point of time, one might feel. Although I do feel that this is a very good time to enter into the market. The markets are dramatically down, and whether the economies are going to be down by this much extent, I doubt. Maybe a month or a month and a half, and I think the worst will be behind us. And before the worst is behind us, and before there is a silver lining on the horizon, the markets will tend to foresee it, and they will skyrocket much before the cure is found. But yes, we don't know about how worse the situation can get. There are some very dramatic estimates of how the situation might escalate over here in India, and people in the whole world actually is looking at us whether India goes the China way, where the trouble was curtailed after a few days and it started recovering after that, or India goes the Italy way, where the numbers were catastrophic after a few days. India has not really gone for huge testing, so we don't know the depth of the spread and whether it is already at the stage 3 where the society is getting affected. So there are a lot of unknowns, and only when there is unknown in the market tends to be down. Whenever there is a certainty, market tend to look up. So, in the words of Sage of Omaha, the star investor of the world, Warren Buffett, when in crisis there is an opportunity to create wealth, and this is probably one of the best times to buy. Whenever we buy low and sell high, we make guaranteed profits. And right now, if you ask me, it is difficult for me to say how much the market will fall from this level, maybe 10%, 20%, 50%. I don't know. My guess is as good as yours. So we are all at a loss of judging the reaction of the market. But I believe this is no time to sell. Hindustan Unilever Bank has come down from say 1300 levels to now 750 odd levels. Uh, Sun Pharma, for example, is down from 450 levels to 320, 330 levels. Almost every stock from any sector is dramatically down. ICICI Bank was trading today around 280, 285 after touching 550 levels just a few days back. You take any stock, L&T, HDFC, or even IRCTC, which was the darling of the market till very recently, and everything has come crashing down. So maybe Hindustan Unilever was a wrong example because it is in the space where right now everybody is focused upon the daily consumption items, and it will probably do well in the short term. But what about the production cuts? What about how long the factories are going to be shut? And it's not just the impact on the supply side across various products, or various product categories, metals, cement. You take any sector for that matter, even for pharma for that matter. Some companies are going up, but majority of the companies are going down, and that reflects in the pharma index as well. But the banking and the financial space has been hit extremely hard. So we don't really know whether this 46% fall in the bank nifty is the end of the fall or it is further going to fall. Right now, if you ask me, the trend is definitely down. But do I advise you to sell at this level? The answer is clearly no. The world is not coming to an end. And if the history is any guide for future, then we must learn from history. And the history teaches us that there is an opportunity in every crisis. The prices have come down extremely. So whether it's a risk of 10% or 20% further fall, definitely the risk reward ratio looks good at this time. At this time, on the side of the buyers, so I would recommend you to buy more. But I completely understand if you are afraid to buy at this stage. Uh, but if you still want to buy, maybe you can split your buying over next 2 months, or next 6 months to be on the safer side. And if you are too afraid to buy and you want to completely stay out of buying, then probably you can just stay invested and do nothing. And maybe push Corona would be the best strategy in these times of coronavirus. So yes, right now wealth is depleting very fast, and we don't know where the dead end is. But I would say that once again, world is not coming to an end, and if world is going to survive, the markets will also skyrocket. The way they have fallen, they will probably not take the same route, the V-shaped recovery. Maybe it will be a U-shaped recovery or W-shaped recovery, but recover. The markets will recover eventually. And if you want to be in the game of wealth creation, you need to be invested in the equities, and mutual funds is the best vehicle to get into the equities or a combination of debt and equity. So stay invested is my advice to you. Don't panic. Don't take hasty decision. Uh, Look at it in a fresh way. If you have 100 rupees, and then how much of that will you allocate to equities even after this understanding the risk of investing in equities, because equities have always proved to be the best long-term wealth creators. So don't lose your faith when the market is down, and that's when your faith is most required. So believe in yourself, believe in the history, believe in your judgment of investing in the equity through mutual funds, or the taking the combination of equity and debt through mutual funds. Mutual fund investing is very different than your stock market trading. And if you are in the stock market, you're probably making money by selling ahead of buying right now, or buying puts and then selling them at a higher price. So keep enjoying that game. It's exciting, but I don't have much luck in that game. So I would rather stay away from trading in the stock market, and I've seen only one person making huge money over last 25 30 years of my career in stock market. But everybody else I've seen losing money in the short term. So only in the long term, by staying with fundamentally strong brands, companies, management, that you make money. And I would definitely go by my experience and stay invested. And I would encourage you to create wealth. This money is your long term money, and this money is for satisfying, fulfilling your long term goals. So, God willing, we'll all survive through this and we will dream about the future. So, don't take a very narrow view amidst crisis. Believe in yourself. You will come out of this. We will all come out of this, and we will need money for our future for our retirement, and marrying our daughters and sons, and for their education, and everything that we have. We have cherished our goals in the past, and there is no reason why world would stay away from traveling in future. So if you want to dream about traveling the world, for that also we will need money. So there are plenty of financial goals. I would encourage you to take time off now from other mundane work, and since you are forced to stay at home, make good use of it. Read my book. I'm sure you will probably find something better in that, probably something which you have not known earlier, or it will again probably sharpen your understanding about investments. So I'll encourage you to do a lot of reading during this time, and I'll encourage you to arrive at a lot of financial goals for future. Take stock of the situation, and yes, connect with me if you have any doubts, or you feel like panicking and exiting the market, or you want to discuss the economy, or you want to discuss just about anything under the sun. Feel free. Let's get connected, and let's stay that way. I always want to be by your side, but especially so during the time of crisis. So feel free to have a word with me. Thank you.